I thought I would do a run through right quick of my 2014 planner. The last time I talked about it on a video, I was not sure what kind of planner I was going to use. I had this one already kind of sort of made up, but I might wanted to go a different direction. I didn't know. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I did finally settle in and decide to go ahead and use the one that I made last year. I've made a few changes to it, but not many. And I have been using it and loving it for, you know, what, I don't know, 7 days now? I don't know what today is. So, it's worked for 7 days. Hopefully it'll continue to work. This past weekend, we were out of town. It was a really short trip, like a Friday night to Sunday afternoon. Not long at all. And it was just out of town for a friend's wedding, and I took my planner with me. It needs to be able to travel. It may not do it often or for long extended periods of time, but it does need to be portable. For that reason, I don't put anything on the cover. No flowers, nothing bulky, nothing that will lift off, because I need to be able to toss it in a bag. This is the bag I toss it into. And this, I got this, you can get these on Amazon. They're, I think I paid maybe $3. It was under $4 for it. That included shipping. It's one of those things you're supposed to put inside your purse, you know, and you organize all your stuff, and then you lift it out and you put it in your other purse. For people who do that, I don't do that. But I do need a place to put stuff, and I do. Well, that was rude. Do you see how it cut me off mid-sentence like that? Okay. Dead batteries. We're good now. I think I was talking about this cheap old tote thing. It works for me. I'll try to remember to put a link to the Amazon site where I got it if they're still available. Anyway, that's what I use to tote my planner. And I'll show you this right quick. This changes from trip to trip. I don't store my planner in here daily. I have a thing in my kitchen where I put it. So for this one, these are permanent markers. I shoved some of those in there. I always have my little light thing, you know, so that I can read in the car. It's one of those that, you know, clips onto the page so you can read. Yeah, because I did a lot of writing in the car, which means now I can't read my own handwriting because it was in the car, but that's okay. So I keep that in there, an assortment of drawing pens, pencils, eraser. This is my go-to sticky glue. And then I have, this little thing has some other colored glue sticks and highlighter pencils. And there was a pair of scissors in there. Apparently I took it out and used them on something. Anyway, scissors live in there too. And then in here I put some, oh, I gotta go to the post office. Shoot. Okay. I put some iCads to work on, and then anything that I come across during the trip that I might want to stick into my journal, because it is my journal, planner, smash book, date book, you know, that whole thing. Anyway, I'll shove them in there. So that's all that is. Now the planner itself, I'll show you, we'll do a flip through of the whole thing, because I think this is the first time I've showed it for this year. And then I may do videos of other flip throughs of just specific weeks. I'm doing the Documented Life project, which I will put a link to. There's a Facebook group you can join and or some blogs you can follow, and they give you a weekly challenge, and you just incorporate that challenge into your planner in some way. So I've been doing that. We've only done 2 challenges so far, and I'm liking it as of now. We'll see how it goes. When my planner goes with me, I put this thing on it. I got this off a clearance rack somewhere, Walmart I think, and it's for a smash book, and it probably has a name. I don't know what it is. I just call it, it's my planner headband. So I put its little headband on because it looks like a headband. And it's got these slots where it holds pens, and my 2 little multi-pens live in there. And when my planner is at home, I have this little wall thing in my kitchen, and I have a deal that this slips over just right, so it works. Like I said, plain covers. This was a composition book, cheap composition book. This cover paper was a piece of junk mail that I used as a cleanup page when I was doing some stuff with alcohol inks. See, it's a Lowe's ad or something, but I really like the way the inks stained it. So I covered with that. The week 1 challenge for the documented life project was to incorporate a door in your planner, your front door, a front door, any door. Just, you know, do a door. So I had this picture of, this is my front door, and I stuck it on the inside of my front cover because it just felt like, you know, that's where it should go. It's the front door. And then I printed out the this faux definition of home. I printed it on a piece of a dictionary page, and it was kind of weird because the dictionary page, you know, at the top it had home, but then the other word next to it is Holocaust. So go figure. I really wanted the home part there, but I had to have the Holocaust with it. So okay, that's all right. We get what we get. And the background is just different layered papers and paints and gelatos, and I don't even remember what's under there. Over here, now last year I had kind of the same setup. This first page I used for, you know, sticky tabs and things like that. And this is a sheet protector that I put around a piece of one of the pages in the book. And I did have my sticky tabs just stuck on the outside. I found this really didn't work because just in using my planner, they would come off, they would get all bent, and it really bothered me. So this year what I did was I just got a piece of acetate, and I stuck my little tabs onto the piece of acetate, just like that, and then stuck the acetate sheet down into the sheet protector. So there we have it. And I left it taller at the top. I may end up, you know, just making a tab out of that eventually, but I don't know. I kind of like this whole tall strip at the top I can grab to pull it out. So that is working really well. Over here, Post-it notes. These are on the outside of the sheet protector, and they're fine. Occasionally one of them gets a little narfed up, but it's not too bad. And then down inside the sheet protector, you know, that gives me a little pocket, and I just have some scrap strips of cardstocks and papers and things, just a few. This is a little sheet protector page that's made to hold slides, you know, like 35mm slides, and I use it for little index tabbies and clips, and some more post-its on the back. This page has just some note papers that I can use for a grocery list. I don't like my grocery list to be written inside a sheet that's bound in my planner. I need a separate list because I don't take my planner into the grocery store with me. I want just my list. So that's why I need those loose sheets. And I just put these on there to hold those in. And oh look, room to grow. This actually pulled it out of last year's planner. I saw no reason to make a whole new one when last year was over and done, and I could just yank it out. So I pulled it out. I taped it in here. Last year I had it in the center, but I don't want to do all of my tip ends in the center because then, you know, your book won't close. So I try to vary my tip ends. Do some of them on the edge, some in the middle, some in the center, so that you know, it's going to get fat by nature, but at least it won't be splayed out like that. So I just re-tipped in my tip end like that, and inside here are just some of those little sticky dot deals, and then some more index tabby sticky thingies right there, and it's in just one part of I think these were the baseball card size sheet protectors. And, you know, I've got room to do whatever here. I can stick another pocket here, or, you know, it was important for me to have a lot of blank space. I wasn't sure how this whole documented life thing was going to work, and they use a weekly planner. I don't use a weekly planner. I don't need a weekly planner. I'm retired. Monthly is fine for me, but they do weekly challenges, and it was just coincidental that when I made this last year, I made up each month, and between the months I have 4 blank sheets of paper. So it's like 1 page per week. You know, it was like, oh, serendipity. I love it when that happens. So if I do want to follow, you know, week to week, I can do that. But I have found that I'm tending to be a little more non-linear in this. You know, like this was week 1, but I didn't put it on the first page after January. That's not where I wanted it. It made more sense here. So I'm not gonna, mine is not gonna be in chronological order. My challenges, they're just gonna be incorporated into the planner as a whole, in, you know, however I feel like they need to be. Okay, where are we? This is the to do today section. I have nothing to do today, really. I keep, well, okay, I need a mammogram, and I've stuck that here because I really need to get that done, but I'll just stick it there and then ignore it. Someday I'll get that done. Over here, I've got a few little decorative clip things, and then these little index card dealies. And over here, these are just some cards with washi tapes around them. I like to have a few supplies in here on hand, but I don't have near as many in this planner as I did last year. I found I didn't really use the ones I had in there last year. So, you know, that was a good way to figure out what I needed. This is stuck up here like this because these fall out when I turn the book like that, so I just stuck it up there until I can find me something better to put across there to keep those little things from falling out. Okay, Post-it. Alright, these, I got these like at Walmart or something on this big pad. I just love these. What I did was just put in some little glassine envelopes and just put a few in for each of the days, so that if I need a daily to-do list or, you know, anything, I can just grab one. Last year, what I did a lot of the time, I would just, you know, write it on here, and then sometimes I would go to the whatever Monday this was for, stick it in, fold it up. You know, if I needed to write a lot on my Monday square and didn't have room, that was my solution. It worked out really well, so I made another area for that this year. And here I just put in a envelope baggy deal, and I just have a couple of these are just some of my doodles that I liked and I thought I might end up using somewhere throughout the book. That's another one of my doodles that's just in here, and I found these little corner things, I don't know, somewhere. Container store? Where'd I get those? I don't know, they were cute, they were on sale, I bought them. Case closed. Okay, this, I have my body mass index chart. I'm in the yellow. That's all I'll say. Okay, every month, at the beginning of the month, I have this little chart for my workouts. I haven't gotten very far with that yet. I'm going to have to actually go to the gym in order to make use of this, and that is on my mental to-do list. It's not in here, but, you know, I'll get it together. It's still early. It's all right. My months, I drew them out. You know, you can print them out, whatever. I had fun drawing the grids and using my pencils and all of that. I don't have a huge busy schedule. You know, my kid's grown. I'm retired. So this just really serves my purpose just fine. I use this little butterfly clip to mark my place. So if, you know, I need to open up to today on today's calendar. There it is. That's all that is. I have for my months, I went through and each monthly page I edged with washi tape. I did not washi tape every edge of every page. And I love that look, and I've done it in other journals, and it was so funny because almost, well, not almost all, but a good portion of the planners that I've seen lately have every single page are edged with washi tape, and it's like, oh my gosh, if I don't edge them all with washi tape, my planner's going to explode. It just seemed like that was the thing to do. So I just really got rebellious and refused to. So yeah, that's what that is. I'll go in and add more as I feel inspired to. The blank pages after each month are the pages that I'm going to use for that month's, the weekly challenges, any journaling or smashing or anything like that, lists, whatever that I want to do. And, they're not going to be in order, and I'm good with that. So this is actually the first couple of weeks in January. There was that first week was only like a couple days. So it's that one plus this coming week. And the pages are really full. That doesn't matter because, I might choose to skip that one and go over here next if I want to. I wrote the dates on here to give me an idea of, where to put stuff, but I'm not married to that. This was actually before I realized that I was liking the non-linear thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna put stuff where I want it. And I've covered a lot of this because while we were on our trip last weekend, I did a lot of journaling, which is really unusual for me. I don't normally express myself with words because I can never find the right ones. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I waste an incredible amount of time just searching for the right word, and usually it's something really complicated like the. So yeah, words are not my thing. I usually express more with art. But I don't know, I was wordy this past weekend, so that I've just covered this up because, it's just personal stuff. But I stuck in my, this is my bulletin from church. And, I tend to doodle during church, so I doodled on it, and then I journaled over it. And then over here, there's some receipts, and I usually put pictures in after I get home. I'll look through my phone and see what I took a picture of, and print some things out and put it here. This was the wedding invitation, the whole reason we went out of town. So I did a little, I call this a tip out. I don't know. When I put it here, it's a tip in. To me, this is a tip out. So, okay, tip out. And then more journaling stuff. And I like to try to use stuff that I find along the way when we're out of town. So in our hotel room was this is a little card thing, and it had 2 tea bags in it. And it was with all the coffee and tea thing that they put in your bathroom. I don't understand that. Our hotel room had a little kitchenette area. It had a fridge and a sink and a microwave. They still put the coffee pot in the bathroom. Why you not put it in the kitchen? I don't know. You can tell I've been back to Louisiana. I'm hearing a little bit of Cajun there. That's okay. It'll wear off. Okay, so anyway, I used that as my little tip-in inclusion in here, and these are just some pictures that I took and a little explanation of the pictures, and that wasn't really a personal thing, so I didn't cover it. And then on this side of it, this is the little thing that our hotel key card came in, and I usually use the key card, to spread glue or paint, but I kept this one because it said stay inspired, and then I just scribbled on it with some permanent markers. But I like the whole stay inspired thing, so that's what that is. And that's I had to send Jason to get me some Zyrtec because I was dying, and then it was colorful and it was like a little tab, so I stuck that there. Use what you got. The challenge for week 2 in the documented life was to incorporate a selfie, which made me a little nauseous. There's nothing I hate worse than pictures of myself. And to also include your word of the year if you have one. this is the craziest thing because I have a word of the year and I came up with it before I knew that I would need a word of the year. It was several weeks ago. I don't remember what I was doing, who I was talking to, what happened, but the word change came to mind. And I thought, you know, that has really been my theme lately. Last year, there were a lot of changes. My husband was unemployed for 4 months, you know, that's a little bit of a change. We adjusted, and it's all good now, but I was just really thinking about how, you know, change is part of our lives, and, you know, depending on what it is, sometimes, you know, change, I would rather eat dirt than change anything, and then other times, I just can't wait to make a change in something. I'm very kind of, bipolar that way. I don't know what that is, but surely someone out there can relate. So anyway, I just was thinking about how I would really like for this coming year to learn to embrace change and to not dread it. You know, even when it's that kind of change that I don't want, I want to learn to accept it, embrace it, not dread it, and just go with it. So that was just kind of something I had in my mind. And then I joined a couple of different art groups and classes for this year, and they were talking about a word of the year, and I thought, oh dang, I already have one. How awesome. So that's my word of the year. So I incorporated my word of the year for the week 2 challenge, and the selfie, I just went through my Facebook pictures and printed out several pictures of myself. And then, you know, I took my locks because it made me a little nauseous, but I did it. And I thought I'll just look at them and pick one. And as I was looking at them, I thought this is so funny because they really sort of illustrate my word of the year, which is change. I didn't intend for it to happen that way, but they did. So I printed out several, and I just, you know, stapled them at the top for like a little flip book thingy. And then on the caption, I wrote, she has hair and she's not afraid to use it. And it just so happened that all the pictures I printed out, my hair was different in each one, which is strange because my family swears I've had the same hairstyle since high school. This proves that I have not. It's actually basically the same haircut. It's just different lengths and volumes. So it's not the same. Okay, this is me now. This was me a few weeks ago. My hair had really grown out. When my husband was unemployed, I did not get my hair cut or colored. I felt that was just, you know, a frivolous expense when you're unemployed. So I just let it go. And this is what it got to. And, you know, I cut it into this, so it's all good, but that's what that's all about. Before that, when it had started growing out, I noticed that it was kind of curly. It was really kind of getting curly on its own. And when it gets longer, it goes straight because it's so heavy. I have very thick hair. But I was, you know, playing with the whole curly thing. And I had done this, which I used a curling iron. And that reminded me why I have not used a curling iron in about 15 years. Because I have hair like a quick curl Barbie. You just show it the curling iron and it kinks up like that. So I wore it like this for about 2 days and it was really fun. But yeah, too much maintenance. Plus, I really think I look like Medea. So yeah, not a good look for me. And then shortly before that, this is like my basic hairstyle that I guess I've had since high school, according to my family. And the last time before Jason lost his job, when I got my hair colored, I had her put some blue in it, which I really, really loved. So that was what that is. So I felt that those pictures really kind of illustrated my word of the year, and they satisfied the requirement of a selfie for week 2. So there we have it. Basically, that's, you know, all these others are ready to go. Let's flip back here to the back. I have some, okay, I just stuck that's a 2014 year at a glance. I haven't decorated it or anything. I still need to do that. I have several pages where I keep my passwords. Oh, I had the tab from last year's planner, so I stuck it in there. But this is so helpful. I write the most basic passwords in here that I swear I will never forget, because, you know, strokes happen. I'm just saying. You need to have this written down somewhere. So I do keep a password list. And when I had made this planner, these are the, I found these free online. I thought I would use these. So, you know, I had already stuck them in here, and then later found these. So I decided I liked this list form better. This was in last year's planner, so I just cut the pages out and tipped them in here. And I left these because I can still put stuff over this. These are, you know, still usable pages. I have a page of these. I write down my prescriptions and the dosage. I don't really need this for me, but you know, if something happens to me and the emergency room says, okay, what prescriptions is your wife taking? My husband is not going to know, you know, and he knows where to find them, but you know, if it's in the case of an emergency, you're not always thinking clearly, everything he'll need is right here. It's here, he's got it. So that's what that is. These, I'm very directionally challenged. Anytime I go somewhere, I have to write down directions, and usually after 4 or 8 or 12 times, then I've got it down. But if it's someplace I don't go on a regular basis, I forget. So I keep directions right here, and sometimes it's just to people's houses, sometimes it's to businesses. But I should say I live in the Houston area, so you know, this directions are a part of my everyday life. And once you get outside your little zone, it's big out there. I'm just saying. Okay, I've got the next one. I keep a wish list of, you know, like stuff I'd really like to have. I'm just a simple gal. I think last year I had 2 things on my list. One of them I actually got. I can't remember what it was, but I did get to cross something off. This year, really all I want right now is a scanner mouse, because Patty Tolley Parrish has a scanner mouse, and it's just like the most magical thing I've ever seen, and I would like to have one too. So someday I might get me a scanner mouse. So I keep a page for wish list. If I see, you know, new products and tools and stuff that I want, I'll jot them down. This, I keep a running list of ideas for YouTube videos. Sometimes people ask me to do certain videos, and then sometimes I just think of something, so I jot it down there so I won't forget. And then more blank pages. So that is my 2014 planner. And we are getting along very well so far. So I'm off to see what kind of trouble I can get into today. I don't have any trouble scheduled for today, I noticed. So that means it's just a free trouble day. So I'll see what I can do. Okay. I'll just awkwardly say the end.